I'm excited.
We come to this place for tornadoes. We come to AMC theaters to laugh, to cry, for tornadoes. Because we need that. All of us. That indescribable feeling we get when the lights begin to dim, and somehow we're somewhere we've never been before. Oklahoma. That's the line. Not just to be entertained, but somehow reborn together. Dazzling images of tornadoes on a silver screen, sound that I can feel. Somehow tornadoes feel good in a place like this. Our heroes feel like the best part of us. Our stories feel perfect and powerful. Because here they are. If you feel it, chase it. We didn't get the music ready.
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
It's 2 minutes for roping.
I like that. You're a jabroni.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Twister Tuesday. My name is AJ Lancaster, and I couldn't get past Oklahoma without laughing until I cried for the past, not gonna lie, 15 minutes of reading that script over.
But it's true. It is truly a place I've never been. And quite honestly, I'm terrified to go to.
Yeah,
and
this does not do anything for the Oklahoma tourist.
Like, why does Oklahoma agree to keep letting them use their poor state's name in these movies?
Well, there ain't no love
price
there.
of wheat keeps going up. That's why.
The price of wheat, damn it. I was so enamored by this opening that we didn't get the music ready. I was like, oh shoot, I guess we should have. But I was fully.
It's all on me.
Fully tornadoes.
Locked in on tornadoes.
Truly, the only place I do feel good about a tornado is in a movie. You know, in real life, very, like negative.
Yeah. Daisy Edgar Jones out here taking pictures of tornadoes. Meanwhile, we're like hiding in bathtubs, going in basements.
Straight up. This little weather alert goes off, baby, and I'm finding me an interior room, no windows, you best believe. But in a movie, I'm like, mother effer, put those fireworks up that tornado. Let's go.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
Listen, y'all. I introduced myself, and I'm just a humble man, wearing his cowboy hat, drinking tea out of a mason jar.
Damn straight.
How about y'all do your job?
I'm not good at my job.
We are we're here. I actually have some that we're the deacons, Bethany and Mike respectively. And I'm drinking out of a Star Wars cup today. If I want to be authentic, it'd be moonshine, but it's truly a dirty Shirley.
That's no moonshine.
That's not moonshine. That's a Star Wars cup. Yeah.
How has nobody done that for a liquor brand yet? Anyways,
I'm here. I'm ready to talk tornadoes. I'm ready to talk Bill Paxton's legacy. I'm ready.
Always represent the Paxton.
I'm here to talk real semantics, of which Mike and I gotten way into deep about YouTube ad revenue. But first, we should probably introduce our guest.
Is that thrown to me or is that thrown to you?
I thought AJ was going to take over.
See, usually we don't even acknowledge it and just like let you hang out until you just say something. What's up?
He's gonna carry that on tonight. We have with us tonight here on Twister Tuesday. We have Jack here to talk about wrangling tornadoes. And what are your qualifications? What is your expertise in tornado wrangling?
Well, I am a professional tornado wrangler. This is, of course, not my first tornado.
Yeah.
Certainly not going to be my last. But if I may just say, I have been so excited for Twisters since one, it was announced that Lee Isaac Chung was going to be directing, but two, especially since that first trailer dropped, I was immediately texting AJ like, "This is going to be the best movie ever made," and lo and behold, it was.
You weren't wrong.
It was though.
It
Like-
truly.
And I'm
It's,
drinking a Dunkin' spiked iced tea to represent
Oh.
my hometown of Boston, Massachusetts. Go Sox!
we love that. We love a Dunkin'. We love people from Boston. Also, a place I've never been. But one day, I'm much less terrified to go to Boston than I am.
Way
to
fewer tornadoes, way more assholes. So yeah, it kind of evens out.
Evens out. Pros and cons, baby. Pros and cons.
Yeah. Plus the
I mean,
Patriots are
like-
here, so that's like a loss almost immediately.
Is Boston as racist or as Oklahoma? Might be a topic for another night.
Are we going like racist to population density? Is that what we're doing here, or?
Yeah, that's a good question. Because there's just a bunch of cows and
Because there's fewer
Oh.
people in Oklahoma, but is the percentage of racists in Oklahoma higher?
And then you'll get like the tornado versus hate crime data. Anyways,
options, really. This is the first thing I'd like to break down. Okay, so this is what I have strong thoughts and feelings. Well, I have strong thoughts and feelings about the entire movie. I think I've already gone on record saying very pro bringing soundtracks back. Fuck yeah. That dang song gets stuck in your head, let me tell you.
Such a good soundtrack.
Like, it's truly phenomenal. Love that. Let's bring soundtracks back. Thank you. Love that it was filmed on film.
Mhm.
We also love. Here's where I'm going to break it down, though, my thoughts on YouTube ad revenue, okay? So I'm really proud and happy that the good old gang, okay, is selling merchandise to help people out after a natural disaster. We love that. We stand, okay?
Yeah.
But here's my question. We all know in the biz, okay, that obviously YouTube ad revenue ain't what it used to be, okay? And what most YouTubers / streamers / influencers make their money off now is merchandise. So how are you expecting me to believe with that tricked out Dodge Ram? You best go get you a Dodge Ram, everyone. Dodge Ram. Love that product placement. How are we expect to believe that what is in the crew, like 6 people, are
Mhm.
living off just this ad revenue? There was
Yeah,
no
that-
mention of a Patreon. I need to know, do they have a Patreon? Because how are they affording to live? I know
Look,
they have subscribers.
I
never
bet
saw
for
Ty-
$100 a month you get a 30-minute FaceTime with Tyler Owens, and I think that
Oh,
tier probably
you
fills up
can you?
pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's true.
We
I
never
bet
saw
my boy
Tyler Owens do a
No.
single Manscaped ad. Completely unplausible.
Right. I was like, where is the where? But they're like, we're gonna go chase this tornado, but first, BetterHelp. Sometimes chasing tornadoes can lead to anxiety,
Holy
and you want to
shit.
know what I do?
I thought I got it with Manscaped. You totally just.
No, better help for tornadoes. Like, look, has your community been affected by a tornado recently? That can be tough. Sometimes you might need to talk about that to someone, and that's where BetterHelp comes in.
BetterHelp comes in.
Put-
I needed
Put
those
product
ads.
placement into the movie, and Daisy Edgar Jones's character is just like Kate's just texting a therapist who like works at fucking 7-Eleven.
Use code
Um,
CHASE10 for 10% off your first month.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like
The only
yeah,
thing
that-
you should be feeling is better with BetterHelp.
Honestly, we're writing it for them. I'm just saying, BetterHelp, great sponsor. Manscaped. What are some other? What do we?
AG1.
AG1 for sure.
Yeah, you need. Listen, when I wake up and it's a big day of storm chasing, what I mean, these are the things. I bet. Yeah, it's got to be that sweet ad revenue. I really hope they've got a good Patreon system set up. Is all I'm saying. It doesn't look like they're living extravagantly. Okay, we are staying in rundown hotels, and I respect that. But like gas ain't cheap, and they came from Arkansas. Like these are the things I'm thinking about, and I'm like, where are we going? Do we only go to Oklahoma to storm chase? Do we go elsewhere? What is
Also,
the
how much do those drills
breakdown?
cost?
That's a
It's gonna
fair
be
question.
expensive, right? I'm just saying. I'm like,
Those are a real thing, though. I found out
Do
that's
they
a
drill
real
into the
thing.
pavement at airports? Like, can they do
Yeah,
that?
but
Don't know that part.
the cost would do you think you had to pay for that? What are the rules? So these are my thoughts that I've had.
Do you think that was on like his Amazon wish list or something?
And some fans bought it for him.
Yeah.
I certainly hope so. I really do.
I want the scene of him like begging for super chats and Streamlabs like Roka.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we're
Come on,
following a
guys.
couple
We've been
storms
out
here.
here
Highest
taking
super
all
chat
day.
of the
Where's
day
the
gets to
food?
choose which storm we're chasing next.
Easter West. Donate
Let's
$22 for East, 23 for West.
All right, we're going west, baby.
Streamlabs.com/tornado wranglers. It's better if you put it in the Streamlabs than the super chats because YouTube takes half of that.
Okay, but this movie was unironically amazing.
Oh,
Can we
truly.
all agree on that?
This hit a certain special part of my heart. Like I was telling Mike, I don't feel so all the time. I'm like, we get it. You're a boy who grew up in the 90s. I don't think there's a lot that I have nostalgia for about the 90s because like my coming of age was really in the early aughts, you know, even though I was obviously alive in the 90s. But I think the one sweet spot for me in 90s nostalgia is like a well done disaster film. And like there hasn't been a really good, obviously minus Moonfall, one of the greatest movies of all time.
Sure.
The GOAT.
The goat.
Sure.
But I was like, this is hitting that sweet. Like I love the melodrama of it. I just that gets to me. Just like the terrible cheesy lines, throwing up fireworks and tornadoes. Like
We'll get
truly, just a great time from start to finish. And haters are gonna hate, and people are gonna say things about it and whatever. And I'm like, you just don't appreciate it.
So we
Look,
watched.
Honestly,
We watched
besides-
Twister a couple days beforehand. I honestly, I said this last week. I don't think I had watched Twister since it first came out on VHS. So it'd been like 25 years or something since I'd actually watched Twister. And Twister in HD is hilarious. I mean, the acting is still chef's kiss, but the special effects in HD, it's like, wow, this is like, Sharknado looks good next to this. But back then, it was, it was
Absolutely cutting edge.
yeah, it was cutting edge kind of stuff. Twister is, an absolutely bombastically dumb movie that is a fun watch all the way through. And that was like kind of when we went into the movies. I was like, man, if they can even get half of Twister, I'll be impressed. And it delivered. Like it wasn't just a half. It wasn't just.
We
a
got
half.
full Twister.
Yeah, we got.
Full twist.
Yeah, exactly.
That was full on EF5.
As
They should
somebody
have just kept it with
who
F5. by the
did
way.
not
That's-
grow up in the 90s, was born in the great year of 2001.
Fantastic year, someone said.
That is the year
Great.
I graduated high school.
I did not necessarily grow up with the 90s disaster movies, but as I grew with my love of film, the 90s disaster movie became one of my favorite genres that I just would consume religiously, and particularly Jan de Bont with Speed and Twister.
He's one of my all-time favorites.
I love Speed and I love Twister, but Speed holds like a very special
Clip
place
that
in my
out.
heart.
Now, AJ, on the Midwest scale, because obviously you have the distinction on this stream of being the only person from the Midwest. What would you rank? I'm trying to think of like a super from like to gonna sneak by ya. Where would you rank this?
So the second time I saw Twisters,
Mm.
backstory, I've been on a low sodium diet for the past year. The second time I saw Twisters, for the first time in over a year, I had chicken fingers with ranch dressing.
Damn straight, as you should. That's how Midwestern it was getting. Up
I
in
get
there.
limited cheat days. That was a must.
Respect.
So if that tells you anything that you need to know about this movie, it is the we dipshit and ranch dressing around here movie.
All the Martin stressing.
Us working at a theme park for as long as we did, if you had Midwest, they put ranch on everything. So I could get
Like objectively the best dipping sauce.
People dip pizza in it.
Yeah. You can dip almost anything in ranch and it will improve it.
Yeah.
It's honestly, truly, y'all might be onto something if I'm being real honest. Also, okay, truly, let's break this down. about the things that this movie is bringing back. Soundtracks. I love that we actually filmed it on film. I just love film so much. And also just straight up movie stars. Like Glenn Powell is truly just like a movie. Like I feel like people have not been like, I'm going to purchase a ticket to this movie for this actor since like the heyday of the 90s movie stars.
It was a big deal when the
now
original
people are like,
came
oh,
out.
I'm gonna purchase the ticket to this movie because it's like the MCU or it's because it's like IP based. But like people legitimately were like people that I work with who are not big, people that I work with, like we go to the movies like every week, but I don't know, like people that I work with are not big movie people, they're not big pop culture people, and people are, mind you, they didn't know his name, but they were like, you know that guy, and I was like, Glenn Powell, and they're like, yeah, and they're like, I'm gonna go see this movie because I like him, and I was like, he's a fucking movie star, look at him go.
He's got such a movie star entrance in this movie too, like the blasting of Ain't No Love in Oklahoma as the truck pulls up, and like the waiting to reveal his face.
Yeah.
But you know it's him, and you're just like hyped up. You're like, "Fuck yeah, Glenn Powell!
Here it comes."
Finally
Yeah,
here."
I know
It's
he's
right
a real movie star because more of my straight friends want to fuck him than my gay friends.
I said the exact same thing. I
Exactly.
said this on Twitter. I was like, straight. I know Glenn Powell's a movie star because straight people want to fuck him more than gay people do.
Yeah, it's 100% a fact.
It's a thing. But yeah, it literally, because like this movie, you know, it starts. It takes a minute until we get to the title card. We have to like do the whole build up. You know, we got to get the backstory.
They did a similar thing as the original. They had your,
and then
why the
so
characters
it
where
really
they are.
like you are building up to his entrance. Like when he comes, everyone's like, "Here we go, here we know, he's coming." Like, it really was like a moment in the cinema.
I did love the beginning of this movie where we meet her like perfect idyllic team with every like quirky character and her loving fiance, because immediately once I meet them, I'm like, spoiler alert, for all y'all who have not seen Twisters, first of all, what the hell is wrong with you? Go see Twisters.
Go see Twisters.
But second of all, we meet
over
this,
90 million right now. They've seen it.
all of these lovely people who are just so perfect and are totally gonna disrupt this tornado.
Done. Like I knew the guy who had been struck by lightning. I knew that the computer guy's like, oh, you're not gonna be in Twist 3 years. Like in the intro, I was like, not at all. But yeah, to take them all out, I was like, okay, that's a good move. That's good instinct.
Yeah.
Like all the love to those actors because they did a great job in the
really
scenes. But
it was giving, you know, like in a movie where like the wife is dead and they of course have always filmed her. She's like, oh my god, stop recording me, blah blah, and you're like, she's a goner. The second we're introduced these people and we're like, okay, what are we doing today, guys? Yeah,
We're gonna go
and they're all like, I'm like, they're dead.
Mike,
all
it was the opening scene from Club Dread.
Yes, it literally was very similar. The cinematic masterpiece that was inspired by Twister, because we know that that's what happened to Bill from Twister. He became Coconut Pete. So this is the Paxton universe lives on. It obviously goes Twister, Club Dread, and Twisters.
I'm not familiar. Is Club Dread a prequel to Club Chalamet?
Yes, indeed it is.
Let's go with that.
Club Dread is just the greatest movie ever made.
Debatable, but Coconut Pete is truly an iconic.
You talk
movie.
about soundtracks, Club Dread.
Yeah, the amount that we've listened to it in the last couple of weeks. No reason at all. I'm not trying to completely run away from everything going on in the real world. What a great time for Twisters to come out, truly. And
you know what doesn't exist in the real
like,
world?
We need
fucking
it.
Oklahoma.
That's true. Do we want to get into the great debate that has been plaguing the online forums about this movie, or should we save the end of this movie for the end of the show?
Jump into it. You brought it up.
You know what? We love a
We
great
want the
debate.
show. We have
Okay.
the show.
What are your guys' thoughts on the fact that they don't kiss at the end of this movie? Because I have some very strong opinions on this, but I want to hear you all first.
Very strong opinions on this. I saw a clip about how my opinion is, according to Glenn Powell, that apparently medically speaking, when he kisses women, they just magically do the foot pop thing, and that's why they had to cut the kiss from the movie, because you're just that damn charming. And so that's my thoughts. Is but she would just been whoop, poor little, Daisy Edgar Jones just foot popping all over, and they were like, we don't have the insurance for that.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my thoughts.
They shot the kiss, but what I really would have liked is if, like, at the end of the movie, like, it's him and Anthony Ramos, and like he has a tennis racket and puts the ball like in the little hole, and then he serves it into the tornado.
The next movie
I
is
still
just
haven't
like-
seen Challengers.
It's Challengers.
You got it basically just there. You're fine. You've described enough of it. You've seen the
That sums
movie.
it up. What are your thoughts on why they didn't show the kiss? Can we like an ambiguous open ending? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, like that's the kind of thing that didn't like. I know a lot of people got very fired up about that. I'm like, yeah, that's just what. It didn't change anything to me. Obviously, they're
These are
together.
the type of people who clearly are not familiar with the iconic attraction Twister Ride It Out, in which we couldn't even get the lead actors to be in the same goddamn screen with each other. Okay, so like, if y'all are feeling gypped about a kiss, at least they're on the same screen. They were in the same frame with each other, and not being like, pause on my screen for wait for it to Helen Hunt to say her thing.
Very,
That's what-
very fast and furious,
God.
supercharged of them.
the same.
So like we talked about the ride before. Obviously, well, it's not really a ride. It was a very poorly
More of
named
an experience, really.
Yeah,
an
experience is a good
an
way to describe
attraction,
it.
however you want to.
But that pre-show is something else.
Everything you've ever wanted and more, truly. But I would like to know before I can very easily get sidetracked about talking about Twister Ride It Out. So I need to know, Jack, what are your theories, or what is your on the highly debated?
So here's the thing. I'm sure that I'm going to get called a Gen Z beta cuck for saying that they won't, like, them not showing the kiss is a good thing because I live in a sexless generation or whatever the fuck people are saying now. Here's the thing. Here's the fucking thing. It's so much hotter for two people to be staring longingly at each other as they're about to go chase tornadoes and then fuck than to actually see them kiss. The ending that we got was so charged that it did not need the kiss, and I'm sick of people pretending that it did. I'm
This
sick of
man
it. I'm
drilled
over it.
holes into an airport parking lot. Like, I think we know what his feelings are towards
Yeah,
this
he's
one.
gonna
He
drill
was
another
drilling
hole
holes
later.
later. Like,
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was.
As someone who, one of my favorite movies of all time is the 2005 adaptation of Pride and Prejudice. I don't need a kiss for something to be hot and romantic. The hottest thing I've ever seen ever in a movie is that hand flex from Mr. Darcy when he like briefly passes by. That is the sexiest thing I've ever seen in a film, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
mean, Matthew McFadden is sex personified as well, to be fair.
That might be part of it, yes.
wait,
But yeah, I'm like, that is hot, okay? Proclaiming your love to someone in the pouring rain, hot. Like that's all we've already had, like, we all, like, I was like, you know where it's ending. You know that they end up together. I don't need to like see a kiss to feel the fate of it,
and
you know?
they always showed Glenn Powell like in a white t-shirt in the rain, so if they showed the kiss, it would have been an R rating.
Yeah, like it would have been too much.
Yeah, you can only get 2 fucks, you can only get 2 goddams.
Did we get a fuck in this movie?
No,
I didn't think so.
sadly.
Shockingly.
I don't think we did. Yeah.
Honestly, overall cursing was kept to a minimum.
Mhm.
What are our thoughts? Other debated topic, speaking of the interwebs and their debates, what are our thoughts? Do you think in the original pass of the script that when she went back home finally in Oklahoma, real estate, can't believe it, truly, that they originally wanted her to be like Helen Hunt's daughter?
Yes, because the way that they shot that reveal, I was
Yeah.
like, is this supposed to be someone? But no, it's just beloved actress Maura Tierney.
Yeah. Which
It's like
love to see her. But I definitely think they were thinking they were going to get Helen Hunt. for
Or
this,
Laura
right?
Dern.
Or
like
Laura
we're gonna be willing to take Natara this bitch in up to the last minute, but like
Yeah.
we're not gonna shoot it that way 100%. It was that, yeah.
But yeah, like the like seriously, we like show the house, we show the picture frame first, and they definitely wanted it to be like because it was gonna be like they Photoshop like Bill Paxton, Helen Hunt, and her.
No, they were planning for that for sure, and they
Oh, yeah.
couldn't close a deal or something.
Dang it, Helen, I'm happy for her.
Could you all also feel the Joseph Kaczynski all over this movie? Because like I had got somewhat jump scared when I saw his name come up in the story by credit.
Yeah, I felt it. It felt a little Tron Legacy-ish, a little Top Gun Maverick,
I can see that.
little like, okay, we're gonna do like the Legacy sequel formula while it still works, kind of thing, like in a way that works.
Yeah.
True story. I will say I liked the inclusion of the British reporter because we needed that person to like explain things to in this movie, and we're like, we need someone who's not in this storm chasing world, so we can do exposition.
I really thought he was gonna die. I really thought he was gonna be like the casualty.
So like, he's not gonna make it.
Here's where you can tell that like Twister was written by Michael Crichton and Twisters wasn't, because if that was Michael Crichton, the journalist would totally die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's just a hallmark of like Michael Crichton's in this shit, is that guy hated journalists so bad, especially towards the end of his life.
Also briefly talk about in the one scene where they're like, you know, right after the rodeo when the big tornado comes through and they're looking for shelter, and I was like, the pool? That's really where we're going? The empty?
It's the low ground, but debris. And
Yeah,
well,
but
that's what
I'm not sure I understand this. I don't know if I
Like
feel.
hide behind the desk, girl.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like there has got to be better places. I also love that, of course, in a movie, it's like we're gonna usher people to a movie theater for safety. I was kind of surprised that it wasn't like the safest, most secured place in town, and then actually it was like, no, the roof's coming off and we're all gonna die.
Nah,
And I was like,
we're
oh.
just. I was really hoping that Frankenstein would just get projected onto the tornado.
Such a missed opportunity. We love some universal synergy.
Mm-hmm.
When Anthony Ramos said the theater can't contain this, we're like, ah, yeah, you did.
I'm
this.
sure that line went nuts for the people who saw this in 4DX.
Like this movie went through multiple lines of like passes through studio executives. Like you can tell that too, because everything scientific in this movie is explained twice.
Mm-hmm.
Once
Yeah.
for the smart people, once for the dumb people.
Once without pictures, once with.
I
Exactly.
also just really love that in both movies, you just have to have someone who's like a storm whisperer. They're like, let me touch this dirt. Let me blow it down. I love it.
But
I don't want
do
to
love.
I want them to
I
just be
do
whispered.
I do just love that, like, all the lines were science, babble, then you really think you can disrupt a tornado?
Although,
Maybe
in
guys-
It's perfect.
what world when they first meet and he's like, where are you from? And obviously she's like, I'm coming from New York City. The way
From
she
Cambridge,
says that.
Massachusetts.
I was like, in what world did he really just be like, this girl's a city girl? And I was like, she said
Yeah.
that. And I was
The-
like,
the
Little
kiss
does
must
he
have
know,
affected
she's
accent
from
she could
Oklahoma.
I was like, all right, buddy. Have you ever like what is her accent? Then? I mean, I don't know what her accent was, but it was in New York City.
Her accent
Where do you
was
get your
all
salsa
over
from?
the
She's
place.
like, New York City.
Yeah, New York, coming in from New York.
I love British actors doing like varied American accents.
And oh yeah, it's like
one of my favorite things, truly.
it's like asking like one of us to go from posh to Cockney. It just doesn't work.
Yes, you need to do any accent.
And then ask Mike to say tater tot in a British accent.
Tater tot.
Terrible, absolutely terrible. Can't do it. So bad.
It does.
What is tater tot?
Excuse me.
They don't know what tater tots are, by the way. They don't exist in Britain, apparently.
They don't actually know what tater tots are. That's just like fireworks and a tornado. Tater tots, America.
America.
These are our things. Next time, I'm gonna go watch Twisters again. I'm eating some tater tots while I do.
Mm-hmm. Get a little Frito pie at the rodeo.
Yeah, 100%.
Give me
Yeah,
a corn
there
dog.
was a lack of Frito pie representation in this film.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a real.
Kind of a missed opportunity. Brings it down
Yeah.
from a 6 to a 5 out of 5, but
Yeah.
We'll allow it though.
You only gave it a 5. I had it like a 22.
Well,
They
here's
did
the thing.
show
I
the-
gave it a 5, and then the stars got sucked up into a twister,
Yeah.
and then that somehow produced more stars.
Yeah. Like
I've done pussy.
Moonfall has the record, but
Wow.
this is in the conversation.
It's hard to be.
Well, here's the thing about Moonfall. It's pretty.
Do we have
Like-
4 more hours?
It's kind of an unmatched movie. Like you can't really get to the place that Moonfall's at, even if you try.
It's in its
Even
own
if you
realm.
try to get to like anywhere near Moonfall, you will not be able to get there because there's one thing that Moonfall has that Twisters doesn't:
Donald Sutherland.
free bagels.
Oh, that's
True. That is true.
So I actually we saw Moonfall a couple of weeks early because I was like the AMC was doing the thing if you had the stock that they did advanced screenings, and my immediate reaction was like, we have to tell every single person we know to go
Bye
see
bye
it.
bye bye bye.
Super strong.
Hold.
Well,
Mega
Moonf-
structures.
Moonfall is
Mega
day and
structures.
date for streaming release, but I remember because I didn't see it in theaters, but I saw it when it came out. This is the most fun I've had in a movie theater since before the first time I wore a gas into a mask into a gas station.
Can I just hop back to Moonfall for a second? I have a
Yes.
funny
Oh, yeah.
Moonfall story.
Oh, it's the walk of the
Before we
second.
hop
We
back into
always
this
have
first.
done for Moonfall.
I'm gonna tell a quick Moonfall story. So they had an advanced screening of Moonfall at my college that I, of course, went to.
Moonfall, college educated movie.
My friends and I got
The science track.
hammered right beforehand.
Perfect.
We sat in the front row of the theater. We were laughing the entire time. And our school got like 3 of the people who worked on the movie to come talk about the movie afterwards. It was one of
What
the
an
writers, it was one of
honor!
the editors, and it was one of the VFX supervisors. And they had to come and talk about Moonfall to this group of college students
That were
who
like,
were definitely not into it for the reasons they should have been
No.
into.
I went into Moonfall the way that the filmmakers intended us to be into
So-
it. No,
Literally, Moonfall. Like we saw it like 2 weeks before it came out, and it came out. And I called my dad. I'm like, "We're going to see Moonfall." And the 2 of us went to. We were in Orlando. We went to the Disney Springs Theater. We went to the Indiana Jones bar. Both had like 4 cocktails each before we went into the theater. And
that's one should experience Moonfall.
had the best Moonfall screening ever.
I'm so sad because MacGuffins has I think it's called the Tornado Wrangler.
Yeah.
drink,
Yep,
and
a twisted tea of Tito's.
It's hysterical to me, and
I
I'm sad
have-
that I can't partake in it.
I've only ever gotten the signature drink at MacGuffin's once, and it was for Argyle.
Yes. Also a masterpiece.
Oh, another absolute stunner of a film.
The best one though was actually, believe it or not, was for Avatar 2 because it was like a double-sized drink. Like you,
It's an Avatar
Yeah, you
thing.
need that for Avatar too.
Avatar 2's drink was really good actually.
I had a 10 out of 10. I enjoy, listen, there's nothing more than I love than a theme. And so I enjoy a themed MacGuffin's drink. Not all of them are flavor profiles of which I enjoy, but I honestly think I would have liked this one. And I mean, yeah, I try it.
It's
It's available.
we moved to Savannah. We have an AMC, but it's an AMC classic. There's no bar in it.
Speaking of the
unfortunately.
90s,
Yeah.
our movie theater,
It's not even assigned seating.
it's like you step into 1999 when you go into it.
But we whenever we go back to visit family, we try to go. We saw Maxine at Disney Springs, and of course we had to go to MacGuffins. And
One disappointment for Twisters, I really feel like they dropped the ball on the popcorn bucket and the cup.
oh yeah, they
Yeah.
could have
Such a
so
good
much more
opportunity.
with
There
that.
are a lot of popcorn bucket up, like a Twister,
Yeah.
shaped
Yeah,
popcorn
Twister.
bucket. Oh, that would have
Hello.
It's so simple.
Just
Twist the
like
cup.
put some AA batteries in and press a little button and it blows popcorn everywhere.
You could have
No.
made
been like blows a piece of popcorn up so you can catch it in your mouth.
Yeah, dude. You
The
get what
little
I'm saying.
I'm just there are options. Little Twister cup, and you can put the little tornado cup in the truck of your
Mhm.
popcorn bucket.
You have like a truck straw that you can like
They
drill
contact.
down into your
I
cup.
could really help them with this.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity is all I'm saying. Absolutely missed
We got a
opportunity.
legend in the chat.
Yeah.
Family's here tonight. It's a full family experience. I mean, where are the so many better merch tips? So first of all, popcorn bucket, then the cup could have been better. Then where are my tornado lounge flies? You know, when are they coming
Those
out?
might happen.
When are they coming out with the little tornado Wrangler lounge fly? These are
I mean, Jack's got the shirt already.
yeah, the merchandise is here.
But
baby.
that said, like there were many more merch opportunities.
Oh,
for-
100%.
Yes.
Oh yeah, there was. I mean, at the very least, there should have been like the official shirt and an If You Feel It, Chase It shirt.
And I mean, like, look at how good this movie did opening weekend. Like, people would have bought this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Because,
Like-
I mean, everyone's going to buy the Wolverine blowjob bucket this
Yeah.
weekend.
Mhm.
So,
I'm just saying, if you would have given me a little truck and a little tornado, I would have bought it.
Happy. I would have been super
But
happy.
all it is chuck on a regular bucket the movie poster on the cup and the that's
it
boring.
was the most boring one I've seen in a while. Like,
Yeah,
the
I'm
Minions
like,
one was
oh,
better.
This is
The
disappointing.
Minions one was good.
I also don't understand. This is another thing we talked about. So it's WB Universal combined, which
Right.
they did for Twister, and so Twister is currently streaming on Max. So we to assume
But it was on Peacock 2 weeks
that
ago.
Twister, like where that be? I never understand this.
Is it like, I think it's one of them has the domestic rights and one of them has the international rights.
So-
I think that's what it is.
The educated guess that I have on this, because WB did have the final trailer, is that WB is technically the releasing studio and it will
I
go
feel
to
like if
Max.
it's- I feel like if it's Amblin though, like that seems more universal.
Yeah, and Amblin
Universal, they both got multiple trailers at the end. It went Universal had theirs, then WB had theirs. It was, they both got several, which is a little unusual, but WB definitely had the last two. So I'm of the assumption that WB is the one that has the stake in it.
that would make sense.
Guys, anybody with a $10 weather app is out here. Who pays $10 for a weather app?
Yeah, I'm like, they're free. Who is paying? Who
You
is
just
paying
look on
money
your phone. It comes with the phone.
to the phone? It comes with the phone. But also, may I just say, I have strong, as someone who checks the weather,
A
an
lot.
asinine
A
amount, truly an asinine amount. I had strong preferences for weather apps, and when people are like, "I'm over here using WeatherBug," I'm like, "Why? No, it's terrible. That's trash. Don't
Okay,
use it."
freak.
The Weather Channel app is free, and you should use it. Sure, you're gonna get some weird ass push notifications occasionally, but by far the greatest weather app. Why is anyone using anything else?
Do you have like a weather app tier ranking?
We could do this. It's something we can do.
I use AccuWeather.
Let me know. Strong feelings about weather apps. So obviously the Weather Channel app is the best. The one that comes through with your phone, garbage. Don't trust it. It's never. I mean, a broken clock is right twice a day, so I guess inevitably it might be. Absolute trash. Also, WeatherBug, not great. My mom she just keeps using. I'm like, delete WeatherBug. It's terrible. It's a terrible weather app. Use the Weather Channel.
First weather
Also-
thing on computers like in 2000-ish.
Another thing.
Dedicated
for
widget.
family, all those out into the world. When you're going to a theme park, your theme park employees are not freaking meteorologists. Okay, the weird thing that why do they think I knew extra intel than them? And I was like, I use a weather app of which you can download one on your phone.
Oh, do you think it's gonna rain? I don't know. Look up at the sky.
I don't like when you think it's
We
gonna
need a
stop
Twisters
raining,
attraction
couldn't
so
tell. I could
bad.
tell. This is another. Also, speaking of meteorology, this is a random fun fact. Okay, so Florida, obviously some crazy ass weather.
I thought you were gonna say crazy ass people, and I was gonna be like, yeah.
Well, yes, also that. Yeah, crazy ass weather, crazy ass people. People thinking I can predict it for some odd reason because I work at this theme park. I don't know why.
The weather
like,
You
I
don't
don't
get like special
think
weather
how you
powers
feel
when you take a
you-
job with Disney.
It's part of orientation. Actually, it's
Okay.
crazy. We're not allowed to tell the secrets, but I'm gonna let y'all know. Like here's the other thing. Okay, so speaking of meteorology, So I actually know someone. I do know someone who went to school for meteorology, and ironically enough, the University of Florida does not offer a meteorology program. And I was like, Florida, like the place where weather is fucking crazy, we don't offer that as a department. That's wild to me. So that is just a fun fact for if you want to go to school to be a meteorologist, you cannot study that at UF. So
Do they also not offer like criminology, or is that just like a
criminology, I'm certain they do that. Yes, I'm certain. That they
I mean, do you think they have like a Florida man class in criminology?
That's unteachable.
that freshman year, it's required to take like one of those freshman year requirements.
It's one of those
It's
things that's
required
like
to get some
you just gotta
bath
write an essay. You gotta write an essay.
Here's another thing I like to tell to all dumb tourists of the world. Okay, lightning. Oh, right. It travels real like it, it can be sunny out and the 7 miles away it comes, and that's why we like delay games and stuff. Okay, so when you're about to go on a metal pole that's 200 feet in the air, we really want the lightning to be far, far away. So sure, it looks blue out there, and it looks like I'm pulling up my radar. I don't see a storm in sight. Fucking 200 feet metal pole, ma'am. And I need that lightning to be 20 miles away. Okay. All right.
Like,
These are my hashtag weather thoughts.
It's been a hot minute since I've been to Florida, but I do remember just every single day that I was there, it was so nice out
And
for
then
the whole day. And
flash
then,
storm.
like clockwork, anytime between 3:30 and 4 p.m.,
Yep.
pouring rain for the next hour.
Yep.
And then it goes bye bye. And then it's real muggy out. And then
If you're there between Memorial Day and like at this point almost Halloween, it's
yesterday
deadly.
I brought a rain jacket to work because I do every day in the summer because I live in the southeast in which it may rain. Now it does not rain as much, thunderstorm as much in Georgia as it does in Florida, but still, it's a chance.
This year it has.
This year it has. We have had a little bit of a rainier summer than last summer. But anyways,
my
I
God.
pull out my rain jacket to leave work. All these other idiots who don't have good weather apps don't. And they're looking at me like, did
Those
you
people
know
are
it
probably
was gonna
using WeatherBug, and they're like, "Oh, it's not gonna rain. WeatherBug told me so."
Bitches, you've been weather. And I'm like, yes, because I check the weather constantly, A. And B, I live in the southeast and it's summertime. Yeah, I brought a rain jacket. Like, is this your first day on planet Earth?
First time.
Is this your first, is this your first day? Is this your first day?
No, you just gotta walk around acting like a weather wrangler. Like,
You know what? Sign me up.
I think it'd be really funny to like wear a rain jacket around and gaslight people into thinking it's going to rain.
I think people would, but people just ask me. I'm telling you, maybe I just give off vibes that I know the weather. It's probably because they know I have the weather channel out.
You could have done that at Universal, like had a poncho on and be like, you need this poncho.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. Not to be like Bill Paxton about this, but I mean, like you can smell when it's like when it's about to
yeah,
rain.
you just gotta take some
And then people are
dirt and
surprised
just
by it. Yeah, and you know when the storms are coming. I'm just saying.
I will say something that Twisters was missing was a scene where they drove through a house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I give you that.
The debris in Twisters not as quality as Twister, right? Like I
yeah.
do feel like
Yeah.
there was a lot more debris driving through things in Twister. That was a little lacking.
Definitely better debris levels in the first Twister, but
I'm just-
better focus on how beautiful and awesome the Midwest is in Twisters.
It's just true.
which
It's funny. I think that weirdly enough, I don't think that this movie is necessarily improved by watching the first Twister, but I do think it's significantly improved by watching Minari, which is Lee Isaac Chung's other movie. Because you
Right,
can
yeah.
really see like a pattern forming throughout like both Minari and this of just how much reverence he has for like Midwest America.
I mean, I've only been one, and I gotta say, I get it. It's a great place. They're like
Yeah.
nice, but like real nice, not fake nice, like we are in the
Mhm.
South. I don't know. At least, I mean, I don't know. I've only been to Minnesota.
No one from the Northeast is nice.
That's true. I can confirm.
There's a line though. Is Maryland northeast?
I said, listen, one of my dear friends is
or is
from
that
Boston.
just east?
Okay,
See,
he has like
Maryland's always a toss-up for me.
Yeah.
I never know what to count Maryland as. You know,
Maryland
Maryland
is nice.
football. That's what Maryland does.
they really love their flag, like obsessed with their flag. It's a real problem.
Six Flags America's there.
America.
True.
Fuck yeah. Oh, was okay. So one of my dear friends is from Boston, has a really good resting bitch face, okay? And like definitely has that like Northeast attitude. Love her to death. Anywho, I went up to New York City. I was traveling by myself, which makes me a little nervous. And I walked out of the airport and I was like, I'm gonna do what my friend. I channeled her. I was like, look like you're from the Northeast, act like you're bored, act like you hate everyone, and walk. And then I just like look like I belonged, and then no one would bother me. That's all.
It's very easy to blend in the Northeast because you just have to look like you hate your life.
Absolutely hate your life. Like you are so bothered to be alive.
Like somebody asks you to do something and it's like the biggest inconvenience in the world.
Yeah,
Like that's the thing. You still like do it to like the fullest extent, but you don't look happy about doing it.
No, exactly. Man. Well, this has been. Anyone else have any other wrap up thoughts on Twister?
He put fireworks in a tornado.
Fireworks in a tornado. It was
Fireworks in a
American.
fucking tornado, man. It was America. It was perfect. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen. I will also say I will tell this story. I did not see this for the first time at an AMC. I went to a theater in like suburban Massachusetts, which is inside of a furniture store.
Now we're talking.
So
Okay.
we have these two furniture stores in Massachusetts called Jordan's Furniture.
Okay.
And in order to get to this giant IMAX theater, this 55 by 75 foot, 7-story tall screen, you have to navigate through an entire furniture store before you get to this IMAX theater.
That is awesome.
And I may or may not have taken a little gummy before this.
I love that.
And then I went like 10 minutes before the movie started. I realized I forgot to ask my friend that I went with if he wanted a gummy. And he was like, yeah, sure. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go get you a gummy real fast. So I book it back out all the way through the furniture store, grab the gummy. And as I'm going back, it starts to set in. And
That's
like I'm
what's up.
really starting to feel it.
Ooh.
And I'm just like, I have to keep going. 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 But it was one of the most harrowing experiences of my life. I did make it back before the preview started, which I was very proud of myself about. It was not a 4DX theater, unfortunately, but it did have butt kickers, which is just
Nice.
like you sort of feel the motion.
Mm.
Butt kicker.
But
so
it
anytime
was,
a tornado came by, I was just like, woo, in the butt.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I respect that. And then you just had to walk out to a furniture store.
Yeah, and then I had to walk into the furniture store and not buy anything, which was really tough.
I was gonna say, just like crawl up on one of the couches and be like, "All right, well, the
Nap
gummies
time.
kicked in. I'm ready."
Nap time. That is, yeah. That's fantastic. I've never had to walk through a furniture store to go see a movie, and I honestly feel a little gypped right now. Truly gypped. Yeah, I just want everyone to know, physically, I am here. Mentally, I'm just storm chasing. I'm just tornado wrangling. All day, every day. It's been a tough couple weeks in the United States of America. And on Sunday, I turned to Mike and I said, I think I would just like to go watch Twisters until
Yeah.
November.
Mentally, you're storm chasing, but how do you physically feel about being anywhere from like Iowa to Colorado,
No.
South Dakota to
No, my feeling.
Kansas?
It's
I
great
truly-
for a
okay, so
visit,
this is-
terrible to live.
This
Yeah,
is a legit thing. I'm trying to do 50 by 50, but I'm absolutely terrified of Tornado Alley. Like, absolutely. AJ knows my feelings on this. I think that he's crazy for living in the great state of Nebraska. Insane, truly. And he keeps telling me, we never see tornado. No, I don't believe it.
How many tornadoes do you think I've seen in my life?
You keep saying it's like 2, but I just don't believe it. You're lying to me. I'm sorry. One. Okay.
In 1996, ironically,
it
the
tells
same year
me-
Twister came out.
I was
The
gonna
only
say.
Did you just see
time-
Twister?
It was the tornado you saw in Twister. Yeah, no one has ever said the great state of Nebraska, but I'm trying to be nice. So here's my thing. I asked AJ, when's the best time? When's the safest time to come into the Midwest? And he says the winter, but it's cold. And I said, I will suck it up. So I'm just gonna do like a great Midwest tour one winter, and I'm just knocking them out, and I'm never going back.
I
And
think,
I just
that's,
want everyone to know
I think
that.
that's the move.
That's how I'm doing it.
Come
Doing
down
it.
for College World Series. Literally no tornadoes. Fine.
But I don't know.
We're gonna grab AJ. We're gonna grab Dude and just make like a 5-state tour.
I would love to go to the College World Series, but it just really October, November. I don't know. That seems dangerous. I feel like anytime.
Literally my birthday, but we'll do Hornets instead. It's fine.
Oh God, I can't wait for Horror Nights.
My body is ready for Horror Nights. Truly.
They've only announced like 3 of the mazes for the California one so far.
That
So
was better. Is it the core? Is that what makes it better? They're not tornadoes then. Oh, in October, November. Is that a safe time, AJ? I don't know if I believe this.
Yeah.
I feel like fall would be a bad
I
time.
think the California one
Maybe I
has.
just think that because hurricane season is fall.
They got a Quiet Place and Ghostbusters and Insidious was
yeah,
announced.
they just announced Insidious.
Yeah. So
And around early September. Oh, well, fall sounds lovely in Nebraska. I think I could do Nebraska in the fall. How about
Have you ever seen like a tornado during a college football game?
No.
Even the
Well,
seniors.
Oklahoma is now part of the SEC, so I will inevitably have to go see them. But you're saying it's safe during football season.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to Oklahoma one day, y'all.
Listen,
It looks so nice.
we
And
all know Oklahoma isn't even a real place.
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
It's 2 minutes for Roll-Bait.
I like that. You're a jabroni.